discuss the next steps.
So, um, do you guys have any thoughts on what you'd like to do? I was personally thinking um Argynvostholt could be um an interesting next step of the journey.
Why does that interest you?
I've just been quite intrigued with all of your conversations with the knights and just the silver dragons, and I mean, let's be honest, I do have a fine eye for jewelry and other rare gemstones like rubies and emeralds, or maybe amber.
I mean, it seems like in that dream, everyone in the past was in that army, and that's how we're gonna get the weapon. Is going to
Yeah,
find them.
I agree.
Speaking of the dream, Sal, do you still have those cookbooks? Or are those just like in the dream?
For clarification, I do still have the cookbooks, right, Taylor?
Uh,
Because
No,
like
those were way too good to be true.
because like
they were in the dream.
Sal opens up his bag of holding. Entire arm goes into the bag. Where are my cookbooks? My dream.
They really weren't real?
I
You're gonna
guess
have to
not.
write your own.
Did you
I
read
will.
any of the pages, Sal?
Say that again. You cut out.
Did you read any of the pages?
I did.
Quick, while you can remember, write down anything you can think of.
I immediately take out my journal and my writing utensil, and I write down the recipe for frog broth. I also write down the recipe for a chocolate cake that I read, and then I also am going to write down the recipe for it was like a like beet soup kind of thing.
I said I didn't remember a thing from last week. Oh wait.
Hey now, slow down. I am just pulling this from the heart of Sal.
Love it.
um, I Sal gently closes his journal and he looks up and says to the group, "I will create the best damn cookbook for us."
Single tear falling.
Exactly, Naruto style.
Hmm.
Believe it.
Wear it.
I swear. I put my hand on Uncle's shoulder. I won't let you down. I swear it.
Do you think like anything in that dream was real? Like, do you think that guy's a dragon for real, or like?
I I do think that there was some reality to it. Like for example, I think even if he might not be able to specifically transform into a dragon on command, I think he would have exceptionally strong spells that might, you know, give him the image of that. But if he can turn into a dragon, that's worse. Um, if Strahd is anywhere near what was explained to me, that's awful. Um, and yeah, I think both of those are very real probabilities.
We gotta get this weapon probably fast.
So should we start right away?
And why not, right? There's no reason to putz around.
Yeah, I really need to find my bride. I'm only getting older.
True.
The
Your
berries
hair's
only
starting to
got
get
so
gray.
long.
What was that about your berries?
I said a berries only got so long before it shrivels.
Ah,
He's going gray already.
Where?
Fuck out of hair. Is it gray?
I like fluff it in front of my face, like ruin my emo swoosh.
You definitely have like a streak of gray hair from dying and coming back to life.
Rogue style.
Oh my, I really need to get moving then.
We should get started. Wouldn't want you to get too old before you meet your bride.
Sure, she's gonna need to see me as a reasonable suitor.
Gnomes live long. Gnomes live pretty long, right?
I think so. I will also toss it out there, Dunkel. Don't be afraid to embrace some of your years. You know, you could have just a couple gray and have it, really promote the wisdom of your age, but the youthfulness and energy still with the rest of your hair. So you get the best of both worlds.
Yes, but my father is ready to retire. Someone needs to lead the Great Dale, and they can't do it without a bride.
Fair enough.
You have siblings. Can they get brides?
Well, sure, almost all of them have them. None of them are the eldest.
Hmm.
My responsibility. I bear this cross.
Well, then we should get to finding you a bride.
72nd of the Great Dale.
Well, I hope what you're. Go ahead.
No.
Well, I hope you find what you're looking for along the way. Then.
Thanks, me too. Do you know anyone?
No,
Things are slim.
I don't know many people, but I'm sure a lovely Barovian citizen would be fine.
I don't want anyone from here. We gotta get out of here.
Yeah, I don't really know if I want any of these people back into my beautiful homeland. They're just full
a
of
very
death
good
and glut.
point.
No offense, Sal. I think that you totally fit in here.
Thanks.
Just like with your skin and like your hair and the clouds and stuff. It just all kind of goes.
Well, I suppose it makes sense. I did grow up here.
It's because you're all black and the sky is gray and so is everything else.
What?
Well, actually, that city that Kennedy burned down is black too.
There is not much vibrance in Barovia, I will give you that. It's a lovely day when it's kind of cloudy and not terrible.
Yeah.
So that's just the way of Barovia.
And just
Sometimes it
think,
doesn't
now,
line
if
up
you're
with
ever
it.
chilly, you can make that soup that I taught you about.
Frog broth?
Yes, of course. As you call it.
Is there a proper name for it?
We always call it frog stew.
Mm. Well, we'll have to dish it up a little bit, and then we can call it frog stew. I don't really know what goes with frog, admittedly.
I have an audio question that is not in game. Is for anybody else, is Missing Randy's mic like going like really low and then coming back to normal, or is it just normal for everybody?
Pretty normal for me.
Okay. I just changed some settings and it got really weird, but like basically like at the beginning of when you guys speak, it got like gets really low and then it comes back, but I think I have to mess around with some more settings. Just wanted to make sure. All right, sorry. Ooh.
We're not stopping in Valaki, right? We should just go.
Do we need anything at the store?
I don't like need anything. Although in that dream I did have some glasses and I felt like they really helped me see.
We could stop by and see if they have glasses. We could also get some health potions.
Yeah, that's a
Then
good
we have
idea.
a lot of potions, right?
What was that?
If we have a lot of health potions. No?
Who does?
I have 2, and didn't you get 2? Didn't you get 2 at the end of last session? Oh.
I have 3.
Oh.
That's not, I mean, that's a decent amount. Mhm.
I mean, it's up to you guys. I don't mind either way. I just figured I'd toss it out there. You also got a special weapon last time, didn't you, Hattie? Does anyone else have enough to maybe get an upgraded weapon or anything? I'm just trying to think of any reason why we would need to go to a store just for good measure.
I have 657 gold pieces.
Thinking like if we did get, like we've been working about getting our weapons like all silvered, but what if we like tried to get them like with some magic to make them deal damage that hurts vampires?
Yeah, no, I mean that's absolutely viable.
If you guys can do magic.
What was that?
I said, what sort of wizard would we need to find to enchant our weapons?
Probably not be cheap.
We could
Uh,
pull all of our money together.
What if we ask what's her face, the homeowner?
Go home. Irina? Esmeralda?
No.
People have.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay.
The one where we stayed in her dining room.
Oh, yes, I do remember her. We hated her.
Oh,
Cause she's a powerful, like,
That's better than us.
Fiona.
Fiona
right?
walked.
Fiona,
Yeah.
mhm.
Fiona walked.
You might know. It's actually, but also like she told us that she had no healing potions or anything to help us. She gave us like 50 gold.
She's the mayor now. She has to have something.
She was relatively worthless.
That's not a bad
She
idea.
also
though.
like let you choose those weapons. Like she's how you got those good weapons.
The DM's like, fuck you. She was a
Well,
fine.
regular
NPC.
weapons,
Well,
like
well, no, I'm just saying like also like if you're trying to get weapons enchanted, like you probably would need like a wizard, you know, someone who could do that.
What
The
about that
armor is
wizard?
not going to be able to do that for you.
What about that wizard that we went to his tower?
What about Victor?
The Warren guy.
The dead one or the one with the paint in the pond?
Well, that guy was
Working for the circus.
Sal's guy.
Rudolph Van Richten.
Yeah, he's not a wizard, but there was a wizard's tower he was staying in.
A dead wizard's tower that he was staying.
How do we know he was dead?
Was there a note?
I don't know. Is there a note? Do we know that wizard's dead?
You have no idea.
Should we go back there?
I think we're on a wizard hunt.
We could go back there. We could see if Lady Wachter knows any other wizards.
Hey, you got any wizards lying around?
We did have like a lot of magic friends that helped her with that ritual. I don't know if they were wizards or not.
What about the old burgomaster's son? What's his
Oh
name?
yeah, he was a wizard. That guy sucked though.
His
You
name
know
was-
what I'm talking about?
The kid in the basement?
In the
He
attic.
was in the attic. A little boy.
That kid sucked.
Yeah, but
I
if we
don't-
can, I feel like we can bully him into at least making us something. Or
He
he'll
kept
at
saying that
least
he
know who we
The
can.
ability that he was just learning. Remember? He's just gonna say that again. But
Well, did anyone teach you magic?
didn't he said there was like some we never found him, like that magic staff that he wanted from that wizard.
Yeah, he's fine. We got his girlfriend out of the mirror.
I'm just saying, like, there is a wizard with a really powerful staff, like somewhere in here that he wants, and we never found it for him. And if we find that, maybe he can make our weapons for vampires.
So.
Or maybe not.
What do you mean by weapons for vampires?
Weapons to hurt vampires.
Okay.
Like to do damage that hurts them.
So, like, an axe would probably do a minimal damage to a vampire, but a magical axe would do more damage.
Well, I think every time we
I'm-
fought a vampire, our damage
Sure.
is halved. Like, if.
Okay,
it's not
radiant
magical.
damage helps the
Sure, yeah, I
vampire
mean-
regenerate. That's what we learned, right?
You know that radiant helps them not regenerate. You also know, like throughout your travels, like, and also Sal as well. Like, you also, because I think you learned a lot of this stuff, like in the original town of Barovia, the small town of Barovia. Like, they
Running water.
cannot cross running water. They like a stream. They holy water is good against them. Yeah, like they have resistance against non-magical bludgeoning, piercing, slashing.
Like, what if I wanted a weapon that dealt radiant damage? Is what I'm saying here.
If you wanted a weapon that dealt radiant damage, you're absolutely not. That's going to be like a pretty rare weapon, I think.
We gotta go see the abbot.
I don't know if you're just going to be able to find that at a shop.
Not at a shop. That's why we're going on this wizard hunt here. Or maybe.
Wizard hunt.
Okay, so you think a wizard is just going to have a magic axe for you,
Yeah, I think maybe
or
they
like
can
a
make my axe
radiant axe?
magic. Can they make my axe magic?
Make an Arcana check.
There's no way. Can someone else tell me
Can
if a
I-
wizard can make my axe
Can I
magic?
make an Arcana check?
Open forum. Roll the dice.
19.
Oh, you don't need me.
I rolled a 16 anyways.
I rolled a 15.
Nice.
I'm gonna change my spells, and it's like totally different now. The app changed.
The app is a lot different.
You know that unless like a specific axe or a specific weapon is made in such a way to do an elemental type of damage, it's not just going to naturally exist. There are spells that can give elemental properties to weapons, such as the magic weapon spell. There is, I would say, there's probably like oils that you could coat weapons in to do certain things. Second here. but you don't know of a way to just give a weapon, just make it radiant. You know what I mean?
There is a spell, so if we found a wizard that could do the spell, there is a
Yeah,
way.
it's called well, it wouldn't make it do radiant damage, but magic weapon makes it do magical damage.
But I do that.
Huh?
I already have a magic weapon.
Right, exactly. And you know that anything quote unquote magic is going to get around the resistance that vampires have to the damage type. So if it is like a +1 or any kind of magical weapon, they're not going to be taking half damage. But you know that doing any kind of radiant damage during the round to a vampire is going to negate their health regeneration on their turn.
Well, who do we got that can do radiant damage? Because first it ain't me.
I can't.
Nope.
You
And
can't.
there's also a sort of sunlight that you guys are trying to find as well.
Maybe that sword can do it then.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to look through my spells to see if any of them might have radiant options, but I mean, I also have holy water, just tossing it out there. And what about
If we
fire, just in general?
coat our weapons in holy water, like would that work? Potentially.
I don't know if it's I don't know if it's
You
enough.
do know that
that.
holy water also would. Holy water and radiant damage are interchangeable with blocking a vampire's regeneration.
Hmm.
So if a vampire takes radiant damage or damage from holy water, they will not regenerate at the start of their turn.
But it makes like, could we assume that we could like dip weapons in holy water or like coat them in it, or would that just not work?
I think it would
You
be kinda...
could you could coat weapons in holy water. Yes.
So we may just need to get
Maybe
more
stock
holy
up
water.
maybe we stock up on holy water and see if there's any glasses at the store, and then we go the Argos sold.
Sure. Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Eric,
The blocky.
go see Parthax's brother. Whoever he was. Wasn't it Parthax's brother that was at the store?
Yeah. Parthax's.
What the fuck?
Hail! Well met!
Hey
What?
man.
Brings you here?
We're looking for holy water. Alora's mystical arsenal. Parthax's
You said what?
brother. Alora's mystical arsenal was the
Alora?
name of Parthax's brother.
Let me pull.
Give me one quick second.
So he sells items from the venturing gear table.
It's 4.
So basically, anything from the player's handbook in terms of armor and weapons and adventuring gear sells. So is Holy Wars. Okay. He sells. He does. He has. 1 second. What dice? He has 4 flasks of holy water. He is selling them for 50 gold pieces apiece.
I feel like we could get holy water at a church for free.
Also, how much holy water does it take to coat a weapon? Like, is it just 1 for 1? 1 flask for 1 weapon?
Let's think. Because it's not in the rules, but I'm kind of making it happen. I think so. It 1 flask. One flask of holy water will coat the blade. And it will last for 10 minutes.
Oh.
Holy shit.
And hitting things will not get rid of the coating. So you take the flask, you coat the blade, and it's good for 10 minutes coated on that blade.
Awesome.
And you
One
can get
user
as many
per flask.
hits of it. Yeah, one once
second.
you use the flask, it's up.
Is it a bonus action to use the flask or an action to use the flask?
Probably an action to take the time to coat it.
How many does he have?
Well, like if with 10 minutes, if you knew that you were going to be fighting something soon, you could take the time to
Right.
out of combat. You know what I mean?
I want one of them, and
How
I'll
many?
give him my gem worth 50 gold pieces for it if he'll take it.
I'll make that trade.
How many does he have?
Now he has 3 remaining for 50 gold pieces each.
I will take 1. Well, okay, yeah, I'll take 1.
Okay.
And I'll trade it for my my gem.
He will not trade your gem.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding. He will.
You have. I think we all got gems worth 50.
Yeah, but their gems wouldn't crush, right? Those things.
You could use it as a swap into the opponent, maybe. No, not that.
Oh.
We all got a gem like ages ago that was worth 50 gold pieces. It was just like a colored gem.
Oh, there is no other.
That was it.
ability.
It was just like a colorful gem.
As far as you know, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, it's fine.
I'm just kidding.
Well, you
Or
are
am I?
still.
How many are left?
2 now.
I'm just a poor little gnome. Would you give me 2 for 80 gold?
I would not. It seems they're selling like hotcakes.
yeah, you should have led with that. Is anybody else buying any?
You can make a persuasion check, Randy.
-1 persuasion. Nat 20.
Oh,
19.
nice. What was your offer?
My offer was 80 for 2.
80 for 2? That's ridiculous. The best I can do is 70. And he hands you both vials for 70, or both flasks for 70.
I'll give him 70 gold.
If there was ever a time for a nat
Each
20.
He chuckles, and you hear him mutter under his breath, "Sucker," as he takes the the coins and puts them in his coin purse.
Oh, I'm such an idiot! I turn around and like very painfully try to blink at the party, like with both of my eyes.
Alright, well, we got holy water.
Yeah, and lots of it. Which one of you
How'd he
wants
roll?
this?
How do you roll a perception check real quick?
No. 13.
Hetty, in the corner, you see a very fine-looking pair of spectacles in a display case.
How much for those glasses?
He looks at you and blinks a couple times as I look it up real quick.
I got a lot of go, guys.
Okay, he says 500 gold pieces.
500 gold pieces. What do they What do they do?
See really good. Does anyone have an identify spell?
Certainly not.
Let me see these.
Identifies.
He pulls them out. So he pulls them out and hands them to you, so you can take a look.
I'll cast Detect Magic.
Okay. Yeah, you get magic off of them. The type of magic would be
Ocular.
yeah, ocular. Enhancement,
It's like
is that a type?
Just like I know it's not like just a pair of
Yes,
gold.
they are not fake.
Yeah, like I know it's like a magical item. It's
Yes.
like
Yes.
yeah, these are definitely like imbued with magic. I mean they're gonna help you. I don't know if we have like 500 gold for them, but
You can win on 500 gold for them.
we do. It's just we're on a wizard hunt. But then again, I did just save 30 gold.
How much is this magic stone that can help you locate an object? Like, how much is that worth to you?
Was there an item name for it, or is it just a stone that?
Just like a gray stone.
Maybe.
Stone.
You smash it and it does a locate object spell.
He says, "I have no need for that. So not much.
What about a good berry?
Probably 2 copper."
Oh, this picture of your brother that I have.
Priceless.
I'll have to come back later. Do you want those glasses though?
Do you not have the cash for it, Hattie?
Oh no, I've got nothing.
This is what they look like.
Dunkel, don't you have a bunch of cash? A bunch of coins?
He already paid for my weapon. He doesn't. You guys don't gotta like float me through this land. Like I'll be fine. It's like
Oops, sorry, wrong
Wrong.
picture.
Why would we rob a bank when we could just rob this guy?
Oh. See.
Yes, I do have enough gold to buy this, but like I said to Hattie, if I do that and we go on our wizard hunt, I only have a couple gold left to pay the wizard.
Oh my god.
Like we thought about it, and there's like really no way to make a weapon deal radiant damage.
Hmm.
That's what the bright blade's for. So we got to go get the bright blade.
Like I was saying before, I don't really want to carry this holy water. Which one of you wants it? I just got it because I saw a bad deal going forward. And I'm a real smooth talker. I just hold them out.
I'll take one.
I mean, I can put it in the bag of holding, but I already have 3, and I figure it's
take
probably
another
better
one.
to have you guys have more.
Yeah, I'll take another one. Alright, well, we'll be back for these goggles or glasses or whatever they are.
Do you have layaway?
Do you have layaway?
I admittedly missed the items that were on sale, so if you wouldn't mind recapping, that'd be super cool.
The items on sale. Anything out of the player's handbook, like the adventuring gear and like the
Cool.
like armor and the weapons you get.
I only have 1 hand crossbow, so any chance that there is a hand crossbow in stock?
Let's see. Yes, there's a hand crossbow for 150 gold pieces.
Okay. Think maybe I could get it upgraded to a compound hand crossbow for a +1 for 100 extra gold pieces.
You want a +1 hand crossbow?
Yeah, and I'll
He
pay
does not.
100.
He does not have a +1 hand crossbow.
Just had to try.
Yeah.
Okay. I look at him and I say, I would be interested in getting a hand crossbow, but I think I'm going to wait until I have my next capability to use 2 hand crossbows so I don't just carry things.
You do what? I'm sorry.
I slowly back away from the sale.
Gotcha. Okay.
Alright. How are we? Did we ask the carriage to stay? How are we getting to the place we're going?
So the carriage is dropping you off and dipping out.
Dang. So now we gotta like walk there.
Yep.
No.
Where's our pet dinosaur when we need him?
Yeah.
So where,
We got
are
a bear.
so where are we thinking?
We said Argynvost hold. That's where the weapon is. We should go there. You could talk to more of your ghost friends. And we'll figure it out.
Ooh,
Esmeralda chimes in. Who said that's where the weapon is?
We don't know, but they know stuff about the weapon because they were at the war.
give me a minute.
Fair enough.
I like sit down, crisscross applesauce, like kind of straighten out my bow tie, and I cast augury.
What does that do?
You receive an omen from an otherworldly entity about the results of a course of action that you plan on taking within the next 30 minutes.
Whoa.
The DM chooses the omen from the omens table.
Oh yeah, that one. Okay.
Full spell.
How do you do it? You sit crisscross applesauce. You adjust your bow tie. What does Dunkel do? Does he like throw bones? Does he throw dice? Does he lay out cards? Does he have a crystal ball?
No, I would imagine he like closes his eyes and plays like the little wooden lute that he has.
Okay.
Just like
Yeah,
it
you can
like
do the lute.
rolls.
You play the lute.
Not lute. What am I thinking? Pan flute. That's what I meant. I meant pan flute. Like all the little like reeds that you like blow in.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you go get your pan flute and immerse me as to what that looks like?
I'm on it.
Sorry, Missy, it's been too long.
Thank you, Kevin. Did none of it come through?
I heard like
I
a
heard
half
two
a
notes.
note. Yeah.
Oh,
So loud.
yeah, it was like very loud. Don't worry, Kevin. I actually insist on you being immersed.
Don't lick your children.
Probably so loud that the mic's not picking it up. It's probably picking it up as background noise.
He's Snapchatting it to you. Don't worry.
Video. The D&D
I'm
chat.
excited already.
Anybody can watch it as many times as they want.
Okay, so you're casting this to see the specific course of action is going to Argynvost, correct?
If what? A specific course of action is going to what?
Going to Argynvost? Is that what you're auguring over?
Yeah, like
Okay.
if it's good, and bad, neither good. Neither.
Okay. Your result is wheel. Good result.
You said the wheel?
It's WEAL. I actually don't know what it means, but
I was thinking like the circular things.
I know. If I type in wheel, WEAL, it says a red swollen mark left on flesh by a blow or pressure. But I don't know if that's right, but whatever.
Hey, this is a good idea.
Alright, well. We saw
Oh,
it
it's an
before. right?
old-fashioned
We
word that
ago.
means state of being happy. So, Dunkel, you just feel happy, healthy, and successful after you play your little pan flute. You have a very good feeling about that choice.
We saw Argynvost hold, right? We passed it, so we know what direction to go in. Alright, well, we might as well head that way, right?
Yep, you arrive. So it's the path from the Old Svalich Road to Argynvostholt. Let's see.
You're not in Tailspire, are you?
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
And at this point, I think it matters a ton. Because you know kind of where Velaki is. I'm gonna pull it up here real quick so I can at least tell you just what direction it's going. All right. You. Okay, so it's not very far. You would have to take, so Velaki's kind of central. There's a road heading east and a road heading west, and then a road heading north. The one going north just takes you straight to Lake Zarovich. So east and west is basically the Old Svalich Road. You would go west and then hit the Luna River crossroads, and then you would continue on west, and then it branches off. If you turn right, you'd be going to the Raven crossroads. If you would go left, you would go to Argynvostholt. So you've made it to the Raven River crossroads on your way to the winery. You just went the direction of the winery instead of Argynvostholt. So you retrace your steps back to there. It is not a long walk. In fact, it is. Pull out my calculator. It is about a 3-hour travel at a normal pace. You get there pretty quickly. You're on the Old Svalich Road. You cross the path, the crossroads, and eventually a dirt path branches off from the Old Svalich Road here, winding its way south up a craggy mountain spur. The earth of the path is hard packed. Its color a pallid gray-brown, reminiscent of cold ashes. And the trees on either side stand silent and stoic, their leaves a faded green color. As the path winds upward, it's eventually replaced by the deep shadows of the mountain's forested incline, vanishing into the gloom of the woods beyond. From this point, it's about a 2-mile long trek and takes about 40 minutes to get to Argynvostholt here. Approximately halfway down the path, something stirs amidst the tree line. A figure clad in rusted armor steps forth from the underbrush. I have a picture. Eventually. Had a
Sorry, did you say Hattie?
I had a picture. I'm trying to find the picture of the guy. It is a revenant, but it was just a cool picture. just scroll down a little more. It was right there.
Go ahead.
Hmm?
Okay, then.
He was just finding a picture of the girl.
I swear it looked cool.
Good.
But if I can't
Yeah.
find it in the next 30 seconds, I'm moving on. I had it saved and then I forgot to print or post it.
Someone bought Finnegan a Stitch from Lilo and Stitch, and it's mechanical, and like the box
Oh my
says.
God, I just texted you to put popcorn.
I know.
Like 5 seconds ago.
It just came through. So the Stitch does like 99 things.
Stupid things.
Yeah,
Like says like no. Like is a stupid thing.
And the kids were like, "Dad, it does 99 things," and I was like, "Oh, that's awesome! Like, does he make popcorn?" And I said that like as a joke, and they're like, "I don't know. Like, I don't think so. Does he make popcorn?" And I was like, "He makes popcorn." So then, like every night that they like play with him, I go in and I fill him with popcorn. And now they are just like convinced that he makes popcorn.
Well, when we put them in bed, they were like, we've asked 3 times for him to make popcorn, and he just didn't.
Doesn't listen.
Like today, before I left the room, I heard them like whisper into him, like,
That's actually hilarious.
and I'll just like go in the middle of the night and like fill his mouth full of popcorn.
Here it is.
That's fantastic. Just Toy Story style.
On this page of my notebook that is about Argynvost, it says bets on Lily. Kevin says she will walk on March 31st, 2024. What'd we do?
How'd we do?
I'm gonna say, no.
I only picked 3 days after you, so I'm gonna guess I was also off.
When did
Yeah.
you start walking?
Probably like 14 months. Like, true, like, taking steps, non-assisted or
minutes?
anything like that,
Mhm.
so.
That was a silly page of my notes. We made
Um,
that.
But you had a wager in there.
We wrote that in there on October 11th of 2023.
Just a
God.
year ago. Sheesh.
So a year ago.
That's scary.
That's when we have notes about Argynvost. It was a year ago.
Oh my God.
That's pretty wild to think about, honest.
Yeah, it's been a few days in game.
I wasn't even pregnant.
Taylor, how many games has it been? Or how many days in game has it been?
I have no clue.
3.
A few weeks.
Are we talking a week?
I think
month?
it's been like 6 or 7 days.
I don't know, but I have so many hours in Tailspire. And my D&D folder with all the videos has 188 gigabytes in it.
That's it?
So,
Sheesh.
yeah.
You see that guy in the picture emerge. He steps forth in rusted armor from the underbrush. He is recognizably similar to the revenants that were standing guard at Sarah Falls and the Raven River Crossroads. He holds a hand up. Hell, well met. Identify yourselves and your business.
I walk up and hold it.
Guy?
The hand.
It's like up here, you can't reach it.
Patty! Mind giving me a boost?
Yeah, I'll boost him up. Like cheerleader stunt style, you know?
Jeez.
I hold his pinky.
Okay. He looks at you and says, do you come seeking Sir Godfrey Gwillem?
I don't know who that is. What's your name? I've already met Mary and Pippin.
Oh, we were supposed
Oh.
to see Godfrey here. We're supposed to see him.
Sure.
here.
He looks at you, Hattie, and says, he closes his eyes and murmurs, "So there are still those who oppose Zarovich's reign. Good." He says, "Mary and Pippin have sent you in the right direction.
How have you
I am
heard
Gim-
from them?
I am Gimli. He says, Sir Godfrey awaits visitors in the Chapel of Mourning at the eastern side of the first floor of the mansion of Argenfusthold. I warn you, however, many unquiet spirits haunt the ruined manor. Be wary should you explore its crumbling halls."
Why do you warn me? What might happen to me?
"That I cannot say. It depends on how the spirits act. Just be careful. They may
What
attack."
happens when they- Go on.
What?
What happens when they act poorly?
Probably try to kill him.
They attack. He says, to find the chapel in the mansion, enter the foyer through the main entrance, head eastward into the dining hall. The doors to the chapel stand ever open to those who seek a brighter dawn. He then gives a nod and continues pacing back and forth into the underbrush and out of the underbrush. He's very much on guard where he is.
I will cheerleader stunt Dunkel and make him fly up in the air and then catch him.
Make an acrobatics check, Dunkel, with advantage because Hattie is helping you.
Full twist, come on.
How does a 16 do? I imagine I stick to landing.
Yeah, it looks like
Blades of Glory?
this. Oh, Blades of Glory would be a better one. That would have been a nat 20, Blades of Glory.
Okay.
No, like they cut each other's necks off.
Oh, what was that move called? Like the Black Lotus or something like that?
So funny.
Yeah.
It was
The most
gold.
dangerous move.
Flying lotus, maybe.
I couldn't help myself.
Yeah, Dunkel, you land with a
This
perfect
is
10.
exactly what I'm imagining. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. You stick the landing, Dunkel, and it's incredible.
I clap.
I begin pacing with Gimli.
I knew you would. He paces with you.
How did you hear from Mary and Pippin?
I did not hear from Merry and Pippin. You told me you spoke with Merry and Pippin.
You said you heard.
I said they have sent you in the right direction.
Oh,
Uncle, we gotta go. Trying to get the sword.
all right.
Onward.
Gimli, I look forward to our next chat.
Likewise.
Are you related to Mary and Pippin?
No.
I'm gonna say you're much quieter.
Okay.
You seem beat down.
Might be.
Are you also cursed to stand on this bridge for 1,000 years to pay for your atrocities?
I have been banished from the grounds of Argenvestholt for raising my voice against my commander, Vladimir Horngard, when my oath could suppress my conscience no longer.
That guy banished everyone, right?
Is there
Many,
anything I can
yes.
do to help unbanish you? So you can just lay to rest?
Maybe if we kill this ghost of his commander. Yeah.
I cannot say.
Oh, grasshoppers, let's go.
Onward.
Alright, let's go.
You approach the mansion as you continue on this path. High above the river valley juts a quiet promontory upon which looms a mansion. Its turrets capped with fairy tale cones, its towers lined with sculpted battlements. A third of the structure has collapsed, as has part of the roof, but the rest appears intact. A dark octagonal tower rises above the surrounding architecture. Out of the fog comes a distant peal of thunder, quickly accompanied by the howling of wolves in the woods below. But the house stands silent, seeming like the fossilized remains of some long dead thing smote upon the mountainside. As you approach the front doors, perched atop a 10-foot wide, 10-foot high cube of granite is a moss-covered statue of a dragon. Its wings tucked close to its body, and the statue faces west, away from the mansion. D&D Beyond has a picture for that statue. For a little flavor, flagstone steps flanked by stone railings climb to a landing in front of a pair of tall wooden doors with rusted iron bands and knockers shaped like small dragons. Carved into the lintel above the entrance is the word Argenvestholt, which I don't know if have I spelled it for you?
Yeah.
Okay. A year ago, right?
I got it a year ago, though. I have it written down, though.
Let's see here. The doors are unlocked as you kind of like press against them to test it. They are free to be pushed open should you choose to enter.
Yeah. One, right?
Enter.
I'll push.
Enter. Okay, you push open. What's everyone's hit points? I'm just kidding. The
Not
door
enough,
opens.
apparently.
Just kidding.
Kevin, are you talking?
Not right now, no.
Okay. Your thing was just like going green.
Can you?
Sha la 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 la.
I mean, if we're about to go into this place where a lot of spirits are, Val, do you still got that tooth that like can make us breathe cold ice? I felt like I felt like I did a really good job with that earlier because I was like in the fight. If you're not going to use it, I'll use it.
Did you say Val or Sal?
You both had one, right? Or no, I thought it was Al and Gab that had one, but I could be wrong.
What was it?
That, like,
The tooth that I don't have one.
I did not have that.
Let me check.
I never took one because I had like something else that I could do.
Weren't there? I used mine, and I just felt like it worked well because I was like always in the midst of whatever's going on.
Okay. You push the doors open. It opens into a big open foyer. This room feels like a king's tomb. A grand staircase leads up to stone balconies held aloft by stone pillars and arches. A tall, faded tapestry depicting a nobleman in silver armor hangs from an iron rod above the staircase landing. 6 sets of double doors lead from this foyer. Along the walls, displayed on marble pedestals, are 3 alabaster busts of handsome men. A 4th bust and its pedestal have been knocked over, and their shattered remains lie strewn across the mosaic floor. Let's see. 2 chandeliers of wrought iron hang from the ceiling like monstrous black spiders. The tapestry is torn in places. It looks pretty worthless. It looks to be a portrait of some sort. And labeled underneath is the words Lord Argynvost. You enter the room. A great shadow with wings moves across the walls, passes into what seems to be a dining hall, and then you hear the soft bestial hiss in the darkness as it disappears. In this room, you basically have stairs in front of you. You have a room to the left and a room to the right.
You told us to go east into the dining hall. There's no dining hall yet, or there is one?
So if you were to go east, so past, actually, you know what, past the staircases, on the other side of the staircases, which the staircases are on the east, there is a room that is open, and that is the direction that the shadow kind of flew into, and it looked like there were some kind of dining tables in that room.
We're supposed to go that way, guys.
Okay, let's go that way.
Sounds great.
You,
Should we be Sorry.
go ahead.
Should we be worried about that shadow?
Yeah, we're probably gonna have to fight it. Just be ready when we go in there.
Right. Let's do that. Let's continue.
You enter the dining hall. It is a dining hall. A 20-foot long table with sculpted dragons for legs stands in the center of this hall. The chairs that surround the table have backs carved to resemble folded dragon wings, and several of the chairs have been overturned or smashed to pieces. Suspended above the table is a crystal chandelier that glows with a soft white light. Standing in windowed alcoves are 2 life-size statues depicting knights with dragon-winged helms and shields. Rainwater trickles through the cracks in the ceiling, flowing down the west wall and adding to a large puddle on the floor. 5 sets of wooden doors lead to this hall. The doors in the northeast corner hang open. A pair of leaded glass doors, their panes cracked and broken, stand open between panels of stained glass set into the east wall. These panels depict silver dragons in flight. Beyond the glass door lies a dark and misty room that appears to be a chapel.
The chapel's where we're supposed to go, right? Isn't that where he is?
Only one way to find out.
Pretty sure he's in there.
Uncle makes a run for the chapel.
Okay.
They're like,
You continue east, and yes, the doors open into a chapel. Cracked stone pillars support a wooden U-shaped balcony that overhangs this stone-walled chapel. Narrow archways lead to spiral staircases that curl up to the balcony, and a door set into the north wall has a wooden beam barring it. At the east end of the chapel rests a stone altar flanked by iron candelabras. The altar is carved with a rising sun bas relief. Tall arching windows set with panels of stained glass decorate the walls behind the altar. One of the windows has been shattered, covering the chapel floor with shards of colored glass and allowing thick fog to enter and fill the room. A rusted wrought iron lantern hangs from each of the 6 pillars in the room. Each lantern's glass panels fogged with age. Cold ethereal lights flicker and writhe within them, and faint whispers seem to emanate from their depths. A knight stands between 2 of the furthest pillars, his arms outstretched like a haunting mockery of a scarecrow. Strands of black wire ensnare his chest in a macabre web, with additional strands looping down and around his biceps, and rusted gauntlets before stretching across to the stone pillars on either side. Very much trapped and stuck by the black wire. The knight's chainmail shirt is dulled and corroded with age. His silver helm cracked and blackened. Beneath it, strands of silver gray hair fall limply across his gaunt and ashen face. His flesh is gray, pallid, and his skin is stretched taut over sharp, skeletal cheekbones, and his head slumps forward towards the ground. I've got a picture of him without, like, him being in this pose, but this is what he would look like. What do you do?
Oi, what's your name?
The knight's head lifts, revealing red eyes that flash with a quiet intensity. His arms seem to flex almost instinctively against his black wire bindings, and it's then that you notice that each wire is covered with tiny, sharp razor barbs, many of which bite deeply into his armor and flesh. Welcome, travelers, he rasps. I must ask that you forgive my rudeness. I am ill-disposed to greet you properly. I am Sir Godfrey Gwillem, Knight of the Order of the Silver Dragon. If I told you... Sorry, hold on. Okay, yes. Who sent you?
One of your fellow soldiers, I guess. Merry, Pippin, Gimli.
And I, Duncan
Fellowship of the
Heavenstasher, the 72nd, Lord of the Great Dale.
Ah,
Oh,
Harry, Pippin, and Gimli. It is wonderful that you have come, for the hour is dire, and I have need of your aid. He gives like a... What's up?
Like, obviously, you don't seem like you're that well off. Like,
He kind of coughs, and every single movement he makes, you can see him wince and flex in pain a little bit more with these black barbed wire, basically sort of like wrapping him into this like cross or scarecrow like position. He says, long ago, before the mists descended upon the valley, the Order of the Silver Dragon was an order of knights dedicated to justice and the protection of the weak. The order was founded by Lord Argynvost, a man of great wealth, kindness, and valor. Only I and the remainder of Argynvost's most trusted knights knew him and knew his deepest secret, that he was, in truth, a silver dragon in disguise. His mouth, you can tell, is very dry. His voice, rasp and harsh. Not 10 years ago, after the Order first settled at Argynvostholt, Strahd von Zarevich brought war to the lands surrounding the valley. The Order ranged far afield to defend against Zarevich's invading armies and shelter those made refugees by the violence, but ultimately found itself driven back to the valley and ultimately the mansion of Argynvostholt. He looks you all, tries to wet his lips again. I ask you, would you seek to betray and abandon your comrades if forced to fight a hopeless battle? Or would you fight alongside them to the death?
Ladder.
He gives an approving
Will?
nod. Go ahead.
Fight to the death.
There's no reason to live if you betrayed the ones you care for.
Loyalty over selfishness. A wise choice. A great battle took place on the floodplain east of the mansion. Many of the knights of the Order were slaughtered. As I and my commander Vladimir Horngard led a final sortie against the enemy general's camp. Both were killed as well. Commander Horngard by Zarevich himself, and myself, by Zarovich's second in command, a cruel, cruel-eyed dusk elf bearing twin scimitars.
Is heading a dusk elf?
He sure is.
Okay.
And he has a scimitar on each hip as he parades around the castle. Several years thereafter, I felt Commander Hornguard's rage cool his soul from beyond the grave, and found myself and the other knights of the Order returned to life as undead revenants. I learned that Zarovich had desecrated Arkenvastholt's remains. Commander learned it as well, and Zarovich burned the dragon's bones, taking his skull as a trophy to the new Castle Ravenloft, an act so foul it had stirred Hornguard to vengeful hatred even in death. We, the Revenant Knights, renewed the fight against Strahd, waging war for months, until the mists descended upon Barovia. We knights marched on Castle Ravenloft, where the Vistani crone, Madame Eva, met us at the castle gates. She told us Strahd had died and been reborn, and that he and all of Barovia were now captives of the mists. He wets his lips again, looks at all of you, and asks another question. Is there anyone that you truly hate, within or beyond the valley?
Like Strahd? Like, yeah, we hate him.
I would say, hey, Rod.
Irina's pretty awful.
Arena does suck, but Strahd's worse.
I wouldn't say I hate her. I'm just not the biggest fan.
Irina's staring at the wall, just with her head down, almost. He says, "Would you condemn all those you love to death and despair, if only to ensure that the one you hate would suffer the same fate for eternity?"
Of course not. I would just die here.
No, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and they could just all live a happy little life in the Great Dale.
Love over vengeance. Another wise choice. You, and he kind of looks around, stand amidst the ruin of one who made a different choice than that. Commander Hornguard and the knights returned to Arkenvastholt. There, Commander Hornguard, his heart still clutched by hate, forbade the members of the Order from fighting Zarovich, who Commander Hornguard believed deserved to suffer in his prison for all eternity. Later, Commander Hornguard explained his interdiction to Strahd's servants and creatures as well, believing that Strahd's dark dominion would only drive him to deeper levels of pain and misery. For what was a conqueror without anything left to conquer, he said. We knights of the Order reluctantly obeyed Hornguard's orders, even as we watched the people of Barovia sink deeper and deeper into despair. As Strahd slumbered in his tomb, Many among them came to believe that the Barovian's nightmare may one day lift, until a knight came bearing news of a failed rebellion from the village of Barovia to the southeast, and Strahd's threat to wipe the village and its people from the valley. A great quarrel erupted as the knights demanded the right to defend the village from Strahd's vengeance. Commander Horngard, angered by their defiance, banished the other knights from the mansion. Only myself, restrained by these bindings, did Horngard allow to remain. He takes another deep, dehydrated swallow. He says, Neither Commander Horngard nor any of Strahd's servants bound me here. They are forged of my oath to Horngard and the Order, corrupted by the curse of undeath. They bind me against the defiance that burns in my heart. So long as I intend harm against Strahd, a vow I will not and cannot forsake following Strahd's crimes against Barovians. My binding shall remain to restrain me. Now, I'm sure you are wondering why you were sent here.
Yeah,
Argenbot,
I'm very
Argenbot.
curious why you're allowed to live.
It is the curse of undeath. Argenvost may have fallen in the war against Strahd, but his spirit lingers at Argenvostholt. In the decades after the mists first ascended, the dragon's spirit appeared to Commander Horngard in flickering visions, urging him away from his path of hatred and vengeance. However, Horngard never turned from his path, and Argenvost's spirit gradually fell quiet, sinking into a silent, dormant slumber. Shortly after Strahd awoke from his hibernation, Argenvost's spirit began to stir again, though I do not know why. The dragon's spirit is too old and weak to manifest directly, but several of the other ghosts that haunt the mansion's halls claim to have heard him whispering in his ethereal slumber, murmuring of a new generation of heroes and a new and final front in the fight against darkness. When the Knights of the Order were banished from Argenvostholt, I sent them to seek out those who Argenvost might be searching for, and direct them towards the manor. Perhaps you are the ones he has been waiting for, Godfrey says. He pauses. He locks eyes with Val. And fixes his gaze on her. Val, you see he is staring directly at the amber pendant around your neck. The amber shard on it. Or perhaps not. I feel the chill of amber upon you. If you are pilgrims to the Amber Temple, then be gone. I shall have no dealings with those who seek out its corruption.
I'm just hanging on to it until we figure out what to do with it. And I tuck it into my shirt.
So you do not seek the dark gifts of the Amber Temple or its shards. Is that correct? You have not once been influenced by its powers?
No.
Make a deception check.
14.
Very well. Be warned, its gifts are not gifts, but chains that binds one's soul to the darkness. I have seen the strongest of wills crumble beneath its influence. The temple does not grant power, but consumes the soul that sought it out, leaving naught but a husk behind.
Thank you for the warning.
It is my duty to warn you. The Amber Temple is a place of corruption and evil, and the Order of the Silver Dragon's first and secret purpose was to defend the Amber Temple from those who would seek out its power. He says, you do not seek the Amber Temple, do you?
Not seek it, but I'd like to know where it is at least, so I can avoid it.
Make another deception check.
16.
He laughs quietly. I will tell you of the Amber Temple if you first prove your character and will by uncovering and carrying out Augenvost's final mission. He looks at his restraints and looks back at you all. If you wish, please, I ask you to explore the mansion of Augenvost on my behalf. Investigate the spirits that lurk within to uncover their knowledge of Augenvost's whispers. Will you do this task?
What's in it for us?
He's gonna tell us where the temple is.
That's the trade?
That is all I have to give.
Are you bound to hold that secret?
I am bound to share the secrets with those that I deem worthy.
It can't be that hard to just like explore a place, right?
Yeah, we might as well look around.
I don't think it hurt.
Very
Yeah.
well. I warn you. Be wary of Commander Vladimir Horngard, who stands yet vigil among the upper halls of the manor. You must not allow him to see or hear you, or incite his anger should he do so. He does not take kindly to outsiders, and far less so to those he believes seek Tsarevich's destruction. In life, he was the best of us. In death, his strength has only waxed, and now he cannot be killed by sword, claw, or spell. His undeath is eternal. Even if Tsarevich himself slew him, Hornguard would soon return to pursue his prey again, a dogged and inevitable hunter. Do not mention my name should you meet Commander Hornguard. He does not look fondly upon me now, I fear. Should he believe I hold your sympathies, his suspicions shall only grow. Now, not all of the spirits restless. Not all of the mansion's spirits are friendly. Some among us never left the moments of our deaths. They are damned to relive the final days of the war. They attack all outsiders on sight, determined to defend these halls for eternity. They cannot be dissuaded from their mad crusade, and few weapons or spells can harm their incorporeal forms. Of all the creatures in this manor, only the arachnids that haunt the ethereal realm give them pause. Even if you were capable of harming the spirits of the manor, they were all fearsome warriors in life. Only warriors with great strength of arms may be able to overcome them. They can, however, be deceived. If you feel the need for protection from the manor's spirits, I advise you to travel south from the Luna River crossroads to a point where Luna River briefly becomes a small lake with an island. Find an ancient stone slab where the river meets the lake. 200 paces west from there, a wide river rock marks the final resting place of nearly 1,000 souls. Some among them may still bear the liveries of the Order. Should you clothe yourselves in their garments, the maddened spirits that haunt these halls shall allow you to come and go in peace. Vladimir, however, would not be fooled by such tricks. Should you choose to retrieve the garments, I ask only that you treat any uncovered remains with respect. Take no more than necessary. In burying our own dead, it was customary to remark, "May the day's last light guide you home." Such sentiment may still be appreciated, even in such a cold and forsaken place. That is all I have for you. Good luck. And, the Order of the Silver Dragon thanks you for your help.
Yeah, pleasure. Let's go.
Onward. But perhaps next week.
That's fine. I think I woke Alex up when I said that Sir Godfrey was staring at her.
Hey.
So you have a choice, I guess, to start next week. You can either press on, or you can go find the garments or the pieces of clothing to make yourselves look like you belong with the Order of the Silver Dragon, and then return.
What about the attack action?
What?
Kidding.
Oh God.
I think we should go find the clothes.
I think you take the help action.
Yeah.
Maybe the shove.
If we
I
go find the
get it.
clothes, who cares? It'll be easy.
I also vote for
I think we
clothes.
should find the clothes.
And we don't have to deal with scary ghosts.
Fine, let's go play dress up.
We
So
can all
you can
cos-
play disguise self too. Just fully get into it.
We're all cosplaying to tomorrow or on Monday, guys.
Love it.
Fun.
Cool beans. Cool beans.